Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant team ban.
And when I have an AA and you have a Morphling, there's no possible way for Morph to play the way he wants to.
We saw that game out. Did you manage to see the Envy game? Yeah. Where he played Morph and he was against the AA? It was brilliant. I mean, it was partly the TA as well, but it was a rough Morphling game. Probably the roughest we've seen.
Look at what they ban out, right? It would be one thing, because I understand the value of the Mirana. This hero provides a ton of utility, super high win rate. Gambit's very confident with it, and it's multi-role.
It's just a good hero, too.
Technically, AA is too, and it gives you, like, we're headed towards as a scene. If you think about all these like I win heroes that are almost always going to be picked up in the first two or dead last.
And now you're kind of playing catch up, right, in the draft. Like your next pick or two has to address the Morphling that you knew was coming, and then at that point they're already addressing your new heroes. It just puts you on the back foot, and sometimes against like really good drafters you can't really come back from that.
That's a really good point. Like when you're behind after the opener, you need to address the pass, whereas the enemy side now you're banning out AAOD. They go for the Jakiro. It's nice, but it's still not really going to deal with the Morph, and they're ready. Like TNC, this is their bread and butter. They've already played Ogre twice in this tournament, won both games, and like it's Morph Shaker, man.
Immediate axe.
Okay, so
Gambit know what TNC are going to pick too. This is good.
I feel like Gambit's just picking what they want, not what's good against. Yeah, this is completely nothing to do with TNC's lineup. The Axe isn't particularly good against any of these heroes. It just goes well. Axe Moran is a strong lane. It gives them the initiator they need. Void doesn't really ever want to be the hero that goes first. It's kind of awkward to just chrono somebody. But like Jakiro gives them some push. It goes well with the Void, but it's not good against Morph.
None of these heroes are really good against Morph, to be honest. And the issue is that you're playing against like the broken Morph. Then this is a team as well. They're going to be playing this the way I think it needs to be done in comparison to how we saw it executed in the previous day, where Tim's was going to get the blink, and then he's going to get an Ags, and then all of a sudden it's double trouble.
Yeah, and also SCA I think is by far the best region for Morph. I think 2 or 3 of the best Morphling players in the world are all from SCA. They all, I mentioned it, platinum level Dota plus. Like they've played it so many times.
It's the I always hated using this term mechanical skill, but you can act. There's as most people that have tried it. It's why in pubs Morpheus is like under 50% win rate.
For sure.
I think in fact Morphling is under 50% in pro game, but with the Shaker, when the right teams are playing it, you can see why it's broken.
It looks terrible.
I was going to say it's partly why it's been nerfed.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. They're balancing it around these players that if you don't, it's kind of like Earth Spear, right? Yeah. Like Earth Spear's just in the ground now because there are so many amazing Earth Spear players. Right. And if you're just a casual player, say like a 4K player, and you're just trying to learn Earth Spirit, like good luck, right? You're trying to play a hero that's balanced around crit. So I don't know. I love to watch good Morphlings, but at the same time, we talked about it earlier. I'm kind of fed up with how Morphling's been balanced recently. Like I want this whole Morphling Shaker thing to be done because I like Morphling as a hero. I think he's really cool, but now he's kind of just one-dimensional. His like laning stage was nerfed a lot. That's kind of what they did. They nerfed like his attributes shifted level 1, and I believe his waveform cooldown, like they did like a ton of things. Everything on his abilities early.
It just doesn't address. It's similar to me, if you remember back when Terrorblade kept getting little tweaks, but still stayed meta, still was picked first 2, still carried games. And it was like, all right, for the love of God, can we just make it so you can't stun to BKB targets?
Yeah.
Like that was the issue.
Reflections removable now.
You had this mechanic that was just busted. It doesn't matter how much you nerf the early game, at a point you're just gonna hit a Sunder on a hero and you go from 2% to 100%, and it's like, oh hey.
It's like if they remove this broken mechanic on Morphling, suddenly they can like rebalance the hero around the early game, making him not so weak anymore or whatever. And I just like how TNC, the difference between what we saw earlier with the Morphling, I think, is that the whole team as well as the player knows exactly what they need to enable it. They haven't seen the offlaner yet, so they just picked this generic ogre hero to support it, and they know they'll be able to rotate either Tiny or Earthshaker like 5 to 6 minutes into the game to free up the Morphling's lane. That's exactly what they did, because the Morphling was getting slaughtered. And then you just killed the offlaner once or twice, and then suddenly the Morphling, you say, okay, you're survivable now. Like, we're going to take over the game on the rest of the map. You do your own thing, get an Ags.
They're big bodies, too. You want heroes, especially against Void Axe. You don't want to be in a scenario where the Morph is hitting the tower and everybody else is kind of waiting in the wings. You need somebody to go find these initiators, accept damage, and even death, so that your Morph now has the freedom to play the fight properly.
That's a March specialty, by the way. Walking into the opponent, smoke ganks, and dying. That's why he usually plays the Undying.
I was going to say, let's run in and press a button.
Yeah, he's probably a 5 Abaddon player, too, when it was popular, because that's like the perfect support to just walk into them.
I have to tell you, there's been quite a delay. We've been talking, obviously, because there was a lot of indecision on Gambit's side. They had the coach out, the book came out as well. They had a look through some of the drafts. I would imagine probably TNC's draft, and we're trying to figure out which way they were going. They've ended up banning the Beastmaster.
I don't mind that.
After
they don't have
2 minutes of discussion.
They don't have this like early tower pressure hero.
I don't think that was going to be the pick from TNC.
No, I'm just saying I don't mind the ban because it fits that description.
I definitely do. I think that if you look at Beastmaster,
but it means they lost.
It's the same hero.
It means they lost. I have no idea what TNC are going to run now.
I feel like they're going to go for your typical spellcasting.
You're going to go like a Leshrac or what?
Something
I think they
similar,
need that,
right? Maybe a Lina, a Lesh.
Do TNC ban the TA here?
You could. But
would it be a nice fit for Gambit?
They banned Lina, so I think Leshrac's their pick.
You got options.
My God, yeah.
I think
Christ,
TA...
how do we not pick up on the fact that the Leshers managed to get through all of the bans?
Maybe that's too much magic damage. Maybe they'll do something like DK as like a frontliner.
I like that.
Oh, this hero again.
The offlane Venom.
Yeah,
Tiny.
Okay, they have two melee side laners. Two melee side laners.
The key is that it is utility, it's magic damage, it does what they need to do. It's super high damage. This means now your Tiny can make plays in the mid lane. Yeah, sure, Gambit, you've got last pick mid, but who cares? It's a Tiny. He's not going to lose a matchup. And you've guaranteed got damage. Plus, more importantly, this tool of acquiring vision. If you look at TNC's lineups, every single game they've got some method of acquiring it. They had a Slark Chen creeps in one game. Night Stalker. They love these heroes. High ground tombstones we talked about with the March Undying. Now you can place wards. If it hits Axe, all of a sudden you know where he is. He can't blink in. The only initiation left for Gambit is the Void. And if they don't have a proper taunt to start off, they're going to be in trouble.
Let's learn from previous mistakes of other teams and not give this Veno a solo lane. I've said that the reason this hero's not meta is his 1 through 3 levels is like crap.
He's like
once you get past that, once you get past that, this hero's actually really good.
Yeah, Poison Sting is an insane mechanic.
Yeah,
if you get 4 points in it, you're level 7. 1 auto attack is like 300-400 damage.
I think it's 450. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I think I want to see them try laying the shit out of this Veno. Like I don't even care if you sacrifice your Axe a little bit. Like he'd let him cut, he'll come back. I think you're going to be able to have this window where you can punish the Morph even if he gets off to a decent start, as long as you shut down the Veno, because I don't think they can deal with this Veno.
My problem is that it's just which lineup's easier to execute.
Yeah.
I see Gambit needing to have these crazy team fights with great initiation, a good chrono. Invoker needs to have a good laning phase. All TNC has to do is get a Morphling Ags, and they're going to run at the enemy with all their stuns, disables, and one fight, and they're going to win the game. You're not going to be able to outscale Morph here, and I think they've got like an 80-20 edge, plus they're playing better. To me, this is their sweet spot, and I love them for this game.
Yep, looks very good as far as the draft is concerned, Brian. In terms of TNC, Gambit harder to execute, but is it possible?
I'm a little bit more. I have a little bit more faith in Gambit than Kyle does, but at the same time, I'm yet to. I think TNC is just ownage at this type of strategy.
They are.
So,
all right, good stuff. Thank you very much. Let's head to our commentary team for this one. Cap and Blitz are ready to bring you our third series of the day.
Well, we've heard the panel's thoughts on the odds of this game. 80-20, that is very strong odds
is that
to ever lay down. Yes, 80-20 to the favor of TNC. BSJ was a little bit more hesitant. He had a little bit more faith in Gambit here. I do have to agree. I do like TNC's lineup. From what we saw from them yesterday, they make this kind of stuff really good. But do you agree with Kyle? 80-20? Is it really that big of an outdraft?
No. I think Gambit's going to win.
Oh, are you saying that just so you can be on the opposite side of Kyle?
No, I think like there's two ways to deal with Faceless Void. Either you outpace him, or where like it comes to the fact where if he pops a chrono, he doesn't do enough damage, and then he's a useless hero, right?
Yeah.
Because Void is his chrono. So that usually means like you need a few conditions. Like if you pick Void, for one, you really need damage. Like you need an outside source of damage for his mid game, because you need some other hero to carry you through the mid game, and I think they have that with Invoker, with the Mirana, with especially the Jakiro. Like I think all these heroes are very good at supporting Void's DPS problems early on. Plus, they don't really have a save for the Chronosphere.
Well, we heard Blitz. He says it's a much more even game, and apparently so does the audience. The GG bet odds being a lot more even.
Yeah, I'd say it's like 60-40 maybe, but like 80-20 implies that there's very little.
Somebody got hard outdrafted.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that.
There's certainly going to be the advantage of Gambit having this good team fight combo in that they have the Chronosphere, Invoker, Jakiro, Mirana. You have a lot to lay into that Chronosphere. Same goes for a good Axe call. So they've got really good elements to make up a good team fight around a Chronosphere or a successful call. You know, they do have some scary late game as well.
It means that you have to, like, if you're TNC, I feel like you have to do really well in the lanes, and you need to always get the jump first.
Well, that is something that's always going to be true for off-lane Venomancer, right? Is that you really do need to have a good laning phase. They talked about it on the panel. They said, do not give this Venomancer a 1v1. Like the last time it was matched in TNC, KP was able to have a strong 1v1 and just dominated the first 25 minutes of the game with his Boots of Travel build. We'll see if he's able to do the same here against a Void plus Jakiro. Jakiro probably being one of the most adept supports at challenging a Venomancer, I guess. I mean, he's ranged and he's tanky.
He's the ranged ogre.
Yeah.
You know, they're just both fat. They have tons of HP to start. Jakiro's got 740. Ogre, in fact, only has 700, but it's Ogre's 8, like the preposterous 8 armor.
Yeah.
That really makes him such a good safe lane support.
You can see that poor Mirana, who has long had a little bit of damage issues. As you can see, starting out in 47. Against 8 armor, he's like tickling March.
Yeah, KP's having a free game right now too, by the way. Like he's already level 2. Mid GPK. Oh, this feels really bad.
Yeah.
Having to waste half your mana already on Ghost Walk. Like level 1 Ghost Walk, if you hover over it, it's 200 mana. That's actually so brutal towards mid lane.
So that Jakiro's just not able to stop the Venomancer, huh? I mean, he got the first 2 ways to be able to push in, got the levels. They're going to come back with a Fisher. They know Ghost Walk is on cooldown. It's a lengthy one. Armel will be able to get the toss up in the air to finish off the Invoker for first blood.
This is a very nice rotation by Tims, recognizing there's no Ghost Walk. This is a free kill.
And at the start of the laning phase, you know, if you just have to trade off regen in order to get solo experience, that's probably fine for a Venomancer. Now he's level 3, so he's getting into that very dangerous territory with the high levels of Poison Sting.
I think they sort of mess up in this bottom lane.
Share my fault.
Like, I think the way that you win this lane is, unfortunately, Void probably has to sacrifice a little bit of his CS.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing is, like, when I'm a support, when my carry just runs at the enemy offlaner to begin,
yes,
and you set the tempo of the lane, you burn off a lot of his regen, and you make it so that he can't approach a creep wave.
Yeah.
But Dream and FNG, it felt like they're way too comfortable in this lane. Just like, let's trade out farm.
Yeah. And that specifically could be a bit more on Dream. FNG's kind of done everything he can to try and challenge KP, but yeah. Dream...
The problem with this hero is, like, once you get levels and you don't immediately burst him, he just slows you, and it's really hard to kill him at that point.
Yeah.
Because it's just annoying to go for him. Like, right now, this is what I'd like to have seen in the beginning, where they're just getting aggressive on him. They might still kill him if... I think he's got a bash.
Oh, he's got a bash.
He's got another one.
A little bit of body blocked, and with the slowdown, KP's definitely dead. They don't even need a second bash out from Dream. So, evening up the score now, 1-1. See a top lane Shotula doing his creep pulling shenanigans.
Yeah, this is what I'd really like to see in this bottom lane. Just, if you're a support, you're not really sure, or if you're a carry, I should say, try to help your support establish lane control.
Mm-hmm.
This is very easily doable, especially when it's a 2-on-1 situation. When it's a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2, it's a little bit different. Like, the dynamics of it change a little bit. Most of the time, like, carries can't really contest nowadays. But if you're support, make life easy for everybody involved.
Carmel dropping very low from a king coming in from Vampire and GBK. Saved by Tims. Tims, who did say that he would take the 30 million or whatever from a TI win.
What was it like? You
never play Dota again?
You quit Dota?
I think you can only play Dota at like the 1K MMR level.
I see. Would you take that?
Dog, I'm a commentator. I'm not a Dota 2 player. I don't have a retirement fund like those guys do. I would instantly take that. Financial security? I'll become a League of Legends player. I'll say it for 30 million.
I'm sure there's some guy in chat that's like worth that much money. Chat is honestly all full of like huge chads that have tons of cash. They'd be willing to sponsor that. If you guys hate Cap as a caster, this is how you get him out.
Yeah, pay me. I've been going for that deal ever since I joined Dota at the start.
Just become...
They're like, who's this guy? He's not Toby. Pay me to leave then.
Yeah, that's why I'm quitting casting, dude. Some dude gave me like $45 in a coupon to like Target. I'm out.
It wasn't even Target. It was Kmart, be honest.
Oh boy.
Shotula is, I mean, you're talking about like getting free farm and doing well for yourself in the lane. Venomancer is still being contested. Shotula has the total free farm. March left that lane pretty quickly, and as most supports kind of have to do. Like once the axe gets level 2, maybe if you're a strong support, level 3 is when you finally have to leave the lane, but you can't contest the axe. Oh, they do manage to stop his TP away. Not that they can actually kill him, of course. But
yes, but it's mildly annoying.
He has been inconvenienced. His farm is slowed down. He's going to have to walk over to the shrine.
Radiant are scanning.
He's got 2,000 gold in the bank. Who the hell is using the courier this much? Somebody let Shotula buy some items, man.
Let me just say, as an... Oh, nice kill.
Pick off on the support while trying to secure the runes, which was top instead. Axe. He can cut creep waves as much as he wants, but he cannot stop the Morphling from being able to farm. This Venomancer, though, putting pressure on that bottom lane tower. He's going to take it super early, it looks like. Trying to protect the Siege Wagon as long as he could, but over top lane. Gabby. Morphling's a pretty good hero to deal with Axe, I feel.
Especially with the Morbid Mask. The problem with when you play Axe in this kind of situation is like you're getting a lot, but you're essentially giving this guy absolute free farm and a dead lane. Like he doesn't need any supports. He can farm under his tower no problem. There are a few carries that don't like this, but Morph, you know, he doesn't hate it. It doesn't bother him in the least. You never have kill potential on him, and you just give him free XP up here.
So you can't battle hunger harass him either. It's like
you're just trading farm right now.
That's why Shachalo is trying to pull to the neutrals when he can. This bottom lane, they weren't able to do it with the first siege wagon, and I feel like that's an important marker because it is difficult, I think, to finish off the tower without the siege wagon. Just because you're like very likely to either get the tower denied, you like want another core to rotate in to make sure this bounty does go in your favor, and that's where Armel's gonna come in. He's gonna sneak by the tower, pick up FNG, try and finish him off, but the Chronosphere does go down, not in time to be able to save the Jakiro. GPK though in beautiful position with the arrow coming in from Exodus Vampire as well. That is well comboed. We said there's a lot to lay into this Chronosphere. Armel is still not dead, and he does have wand charges, but I just can't imagine he's getting all of this one. He's gonna get bashed eventually. They do get the tower, and KP, I believe, was the recipient of that tower bounty. He was indeed, but it does cost them 2 lives.
Is this offlane Veno like broken or something? I don't get it. It just seems to work every game.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you already know the side lanes, I think maybe it is a little strong. I think that's the really important part, right?
Yeah.
You know what the side lanes are.
There are some deficiencies to this hero, though.
Yes.
Namely that he's an offlaner or a core that gives you no way to start a fight. So you really need to compensate with having your 4 position be an initiator and your mid hero.
Yeah.
Ideally.
You like in Venomancer, fortunately, once you know the side lanes and you do win the laning phase, you are able to create the space that allows your 4 position to get that early blink dagger or whatever he needs. In this case, it's Tim's on the Earthshaker. He's going to be the one trying to farm up where he can. Looks like he's going to be sitting mid, while Armel goes between jungling and ganking.
They're pinging on this morph right now, but I mean, they can't really do anything to stop this. He's pretty much just going to get free farm here for the time being.
It looks like we're seeing the Quas Wex build from GBK. Do you like that? Is it just because of Morphling?
It's not bad against Tiny either, because you get a hard reset. Plus, what I think it's really for is to defend your mid tower. Like, the Quas Wex build is really good if you want to have impact on an Invoker and you can't just, like, sit down and farm. Eventually, what's going to happen is, if it's anything like the last game, KP is going to TP towards this mid lane at some point, and he's going to try to take down that tower. You can just tornado reset. Veno doesn't really do anything against that.
KP already in position, trying to protect this bounty rune, and Shachalo. Oh, the cold snap being used by Gabby there to be able to stop Shachalo.
And the tornado.
He did what he could to try and protect him, but cold snap just not a long enough disable.
And sick.
Axe indeed did misjudge. I mean, this is something that I really don't think anybody else has the same kind of hold on. This Venomancer, the way they draft it, when they pick it up, and then on top of that, KP's movements around the map. I mean, he's always there early to bounty runes.
Yeah.
Setting up wards and saying like, hey, you thought you were contesting this? Nope.
I will say it feels really bad playing Axe versus this hero, or one of those instant jump heroes, because you're most likely not going to burst him.
Yeah.
And then you get put into a position where, you know, he just gales you, runs away, and you're this Axe just slowly walking at people or trying to get away. And there's no follow-up damage for you until you get like BKB plus like a 4-staff or something. So it makes it so that your Axe has to be a lot more item dependent. Because normally what ends up happening is like Axe calls, then he hungers one person, and he's running really fast. Then he just makes his move, right?
March.
Really don't want to have
he was trying to get some aggressive vision down. He does manage to sidestep the arrow here, and they're going to back up. Knowing that Armel was around here, that may tip off March that they had vision of Armel coming.
Yeah, and if you look at KP, he has made the exact same maneuver he did in the game against Liquid. He's going to come towards mid, try to pressure down this tower with his catapult. I'd really like to see them rotate to try to defend this, and it looks like they are, but they do have a sentry down, and Vampire's going to realize that. But
a kill on Gabby.
That shouldn't have happened.
No, I don't think that should have, but it looks like he managed to just like get on top of Gabby, gets a call, and they threw everything they had, including the Macro Pyre, over the top to finish off the carry of TNC. 4-4, 2,000 net worth lead for TNC as the wall is being built by KP.
Dire's top tower.
He's setting up the wards on the other side of the mid lane, just trying to get some damage on the mid tower.
You know what the worst part about this is they don't really have heroes until the Void gets really strong to deal with the wards.
Oh yeah.
That's going to mean that their high ground is going to be really hard against this Venomancer. Just like taking towers is going to be kind of a problem. Like you saw that the Jakiro decided to go for 4 levels of the liquid fire, but I actually think maybe he would have wanted to just go for the ice path build. Because I actually think it's pretty annoying for him to deal with this. If KP smart, he's always going to be here in position, and he's going to force out this wave, and you're going to feel really useless as Jakiro because you don't really have enough damage.
That is, I think almost every Jakiro I've been seeing lately has gone for the maxed out ice path build. So it is a little curious that FNG choose to go for this. Maybe he thought he would just have a better window to take some map control away from TNC before KP could protect, but...
Yeah, this Venom is just like a walking black hole. You don't want to be wherever he is. Like dealing with the wards with the cores does not feel good right now.
Tornado into arrow. Nifty little combo there from Gambit, secures another kill.
They're just going wherever KP isn't. Nobody wants to deal with these wards, man.
Yeah. It'll fall onto Shotchlow to do that. He is going to try and pick up Hood, Phase Bracer, Magic Wand, Hood, so the full tanky build before he goes back for the Blink. Or maybe not, actually. Looks like he just has the Ring of Health and he's going to go for the Blink Dagger. He knows the initiation is all important here. Chronosphere being used to try and ensure the kill onto Armel. The arrow whiffs there. Armel does have enough mana to be able to toss away Dream. Dream does have to heavily commit, though, to be able to get this kill. Now underneath the tier 1 tower, next to some stunners, could be in trouble, but they just don't have enough control, it seems. Excess Vampire now is going to be slowed down by the Gale from KP. He does have a leap charge. He does have another one, too, but he doesn't have the mana for it. So that'll be the trade-off. They had to use Chronosphere, but they get the kill on Tiny.
Oh, look at mid.
Yeah, he's getting the damage. He's using that liquid fire build.
Somebody needs to get here. He's almost got this.
Well, maybe FNG was right. That tower is gonna fall. It's probably gonna be denied. Ooh, that was a little close there.
Nah, the fire was out, dude.
Yeah,
they put it out.
All right. March just put it out with his big club.
They generally just...
That's probably what an ogre would do. Tries to fix things by smashing.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, that's one tower down. Let's see what else FNG can take here. I mean, this approach is definitely like, it's weird because as a 5 position, it means you kind of have to play away from your team in a way. Like, he was able to do that because his team was bottom, forced rotations, and FNG was just so low down the middle lane.
They really want to kill him. They're in position right now. Is KP being run around the map a little bit, already out of mana. Feels like he's constantly out of mana, in fact.
See him set up for the next round of bounty runes coming in.
His net worth is really slowed down.
Yeah. Once again, TNC are going to try and go for 3. Vampire gonna be shoved away here by March, and looks like the aggressive play comes out from Gambit at the top side, trying to go for the kill onto Armel. Armel with a toss back, but it's not good enough. The Urn Charge does finish off the Tiny.
And they're gonna get the tower. Man, maybe Gambit's sick.
Gambit has...
I told you, man, Kyle was definitely... I thought it was 60-40, but 80-20 is...
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard an 80-20 call from Kyle that's actually gone correctly for him.
I'm not even, like, 80-20 means, like, he's, like, mad confident. It's, like, certain.
Well, there's still a lot of game to play.
There is a lot of game to play.
We have a net worth lead. 1K net worth, 2K now for Gambit.
Nice ice path. There's no way to catch up to this guy.
And there's still a very strong mid game for TNC, especially with this Blink Taker from Armel, which he's going to use to get the toss back onto FNG. That pesky tower pushing 5 will fall.
Blows him a kiss, too.
He knows how much they had to commit just to be able to kill a 5 position. That never feels that good. That's how 5s win in a game, you know?
Yeah.
You don't win really by killing people or taking towers for the most part. You win by dying under okay circumstances.
Radiant's middle tower.
All right, so we chill.
Scanning.
I guess we just wait. We just wait until the morph gets the Ags, because that's really, to be fair to Kyle, like once the morph gets Ags, that's when the real game starts, right?
Oh yeah, this whole like Venomancer thing, maybe it's not as successful as the last time we saw it, but at the end of the day, it's just a space creator for the real carry to come through. Do you think that this Morphling Ags can beat Faceless Void?
I think it depends on what like the Void item timing is. Like the Void has, I mean, they have almost the top 3 cores. Like the morph is obviously ahead because he had a free lane, but I have to imagine like if Void gets a BKB, it's gonna be really hard for TNC to fight into this.
Yeah.
Part of the problem with like having Tiny as a core, and especially like the new Tiny, is that so much of his damage, like his one-shot damage, has been nerfed. So it means that like Tim's has to have like the perfect follow-up. I think a lot of this game actually comes down more to how Tim's plays than anything the rest of his team does. Because like the Tiny's gonna go in, try to burst down one hero. If it's the Void, he's got 1800 HP. You can't allow him to get the time walk off after that fact. And they don't have an offlaner that prevents that either, so they need to just like lay into him burst. And they have to do that all while avoiding the hard reset of the Invoker.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
That is pretty hard.
You have to avoid getting tornadoed, because if the Void is given an opportunity to just pop BKB, turn around, chrono you, I feel like the fight's over at that point. So that's really what it's going to come down to, is like this initial team fight when the morph gets Ags and the Faceless Void gets BKB.
Well, we'll have to see who comes out on top when the time does come. But for now, it's just kind of a pick-off game. It's a slow farming game where people like Armel are going to have the opportunity to move around the map, look for kills. Unfortunately, that invisibility doesn't net him a kill there at the top lane, but it does find him something at the bottom where he TPs over and kills the Mirana XS Vampire. Surely going to know about the defensive vision that is up from TNC.
Yeah, he was spotted all the way through. Yeah. And if you look at the ward vision on the side of Gambit, it usually tells you like how you want to play. Like wards give you a lot of info as to like how a team is thinking.
Okay.
And in this kind of way, it feels like you protect your triangle. You know, it feels like both teams are okay with farming. Like Morph wants to farm out his Ags, just get bigger. And Gambit is also perfectly okay with that kind of game. Like,
well, Gabby's got it. Is it time to like smoke up and make the big plays, or? I mean, surely like this Aghanim Scepter is such a big power spike for you.
It is, but if you're gonna do that, you have to smoke because you don't have any aggressive vision at all. It's really interesting where both teams have passive vision, and like both teams are okay with farming. That's why we have these like 2 highly aggressive teams. It's like 7-7 in 19 minutes.
Yeah.
You just don't have any aggressive vision, so all you're really doing is waiting for the enemy team to come into you.
Well, FNG did tell Slacks that they were, there's the Morphling initiation. They did smoke up between Tims and Gabby, leading with one Fisher. Gabby follows it up with another.
That was like 1400 HP instantly.
Moonlight Shadow. March. They're gonna find March. Nobody's here. It does net Gambit.
Really don't want them to lose their mid tower for free though.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty big mistake. So they're gonna pop the glyph as soon as they notice. Ron, of course, invis. KP is on the hunt right now, but not gonna run into him, unfortunately. Does he get the catapult? Nice. Good shot.
Wow.
Just threaded the needle perfectly.
Again, though, that's got to tip you off about some sort of vision.
Yeah. So I'd imagine one of the 2 teams, if anything, depending on how close the Void is to Chrono and BKB, it's got Chrono but no BKB. I would think that TNC probably gets aggressive here. I'd sort of like them to smoke. They're not really in a position where they're waiting for a major item. Maybe they want to wait for the Manta first on the morph. But this game is really odd because normally you have one team pushing the issue. It's very rare that you see both teams are completely content with this kind of game.
And we usually talk about the fact that if that's the case, then both teams obviously feel like they are good to be able to farm the game.
Yeah, I think both teams think that they have the better late game.
Have the better late game, and
it's rare, but we'll find out who's right.
KP. I mean, for TNC, it could also just be a, wait for a good opportunity.
Yeah.
They do have this like split pushing of the Venomancer with his boots of travel. They may be able to manipulate the map just enough to find an opening on Gambit, rather than just trying to, brute force it because we have this item. Let's go. Let's fight them nonstop.
Yeah, we still have almost exclusively defensive wards placed. Nothing really on. Nothing too
the
aggressive.
defensive ward thing really gets me. The fact that like both teams are just like, gotta watch out for those smoke kings coming our way.
The problem is the Marauder tried once, right?
Yeah, that's true.
To try to get like something going, and then I think Vampire learned like never again.
Yeah.
And the only time they're getting kills are on like these supports that step out across the map. By the way, March is up here completely alone.
They're gonna get the chainsaw onto this faceless void. Are they gonna be able to blow him up in time? One shot from Gabby just in time before the Chronosphere or the Time Walk could go off. He gets off the Time Walk or the Chronosphere. He can activate the Shrine, and then that fight could be very, very different. But TNC...
He popped his BKB there too.
Oh, did he really? He popped it at the end?
Radiant's middle.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I think he even turned like slightly to the side, or he might have had time to time walk. That was rough.
Look at this. Gabby's in full control mode now with the gem.
Oh boy.
Thank you to KP for that one.
That's so rough that was his BKB too.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well.
All right, so we're gonna go back to farm mode for Gambit. Nah, I think they should probably take a fight. I think they realize off of that engagement they need to take the fight. They need to be the ones starting things as the call. He literally just leapt from Ancients to his side of the river mid.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's what the Morphling... I don't know why it does that. I don't know why Morphling needs more cast range. Well, like, he already turns into another hero. Why do you have to make him a hero plus?
Have you seen him with Ogre? When Ogre, with the Ogre Ags and all that?
Oh, yeah.
You get like 10,000 range, and you also get the second stun. So you can, if your Ogre has an Ags too, you can literally just perma-stun somebody in place. It's actually hilarious. They can't do anything against it.
Gabby, three-man Fisher into the backline. He goes with a follow-up Fisher out from Tim's. Not quite enough to finish up GPK until the Echo Slam is there. They immediately retreat, and that's the beauty of this kind of lineup, is that you can go in, get a pick off, and so easily get out afterwards. Gambit show up with 4 heroes, but by the time they do, TNC's already gone. They're way in the win.
All right, you know what? Kyle's a genius. It was 80-20. This combo's insane.
Well, right now the score is 8-10 with a 3,000 net worth lead for TNC. So with these pickoffs on these cores, they're not getting themselves a gigantic net worth lead. Gambit is still able to farm up, but Gambit needs to show a little bit of teeth here. They need to show that they can actually step to and get a kill. And that's going to be leading out on KP. KP does get tossed away. A beautiful play by Armel. Bided his time, waited until Tim's TP'd in before he blinks in to save KP's life. That was just beautiful.
Oh, that was so well done. And now Vampire's got to be careful, because Gabby with the fissure, the follow-up
after Fisher, like, how do you stop this? They go for the force step. He does manage to get the time lock away. Exodus Vampire hits a point-blank arrow onto Tim's. Now Dream is holding on to his BKB for now. Wants to make sure he's not getting baited out here. The Sunstrike gonna miss, but March probably still to die here. The Battle Hunger's also ticking out on him. They do manage to get inside to finish off Dream. Now with Dream dead, oh, Gabby knows it is fighting time. Once he is dead, he's gonna be able to jump forward, get the kill onto the Marauder. Controlled up by the Axe and FNG's Ice Path to follow, but it's not that much of a deal. After all, he can turn into this Earthshaker and jump a billion range, ignores the Jakiro, goes straight for GPK's Invoker, now turns back into the Invoker. Now he's gonna chase over to the Axe, who's like 2,000 units to the left, but hey, there's Gabby. He's everywhere.
This is the greatest thing I've seen. They're just,
it's like some really cruel magic trick is being played on Gambit.
oh man. You can see that Dream is so confused. He just like, he's walking around the map. If you play a perspective of him, he's trying to look for angles to Chrono, but Gabby, I mean, he's hopping around.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I mean, this is getting a little embarrassing for Gambit at this point. Like, you haven't used your Chronosphere in like the last 6 or 7 minutes.
I think it's been longer than that, Cap. The last time they used Chrono, they've had this BKB, which he popped with like that quarter second. That felt terrible. Then they go for the smoke because, I mean, their timing is still alive, but they're just not able to find the initiation. And it's TNC that's just kind of walking up on them over and over again.
Is under attack.
I mean,
Radiant are scanning.
this is great. I can't tell if this is broken or not, so I don't want to like say that. I'd say that TNC are playing very well. Like the synergy between their Morph and their Earthshaker is like sick good.
Don't worry about it. I'll say it for you. It's broken. Ice Frog, you crazy.
Under attack.
I will say, like, if you're able to first 2 this and like consistently win games, that's pretty nuts.
I mean, the cast range is pretty insane. But the mana cost reduction?
All
So
right.
you get to be 2 heroes longer than anybody else can do that?
You know, I thought it was like 60-40 in favor of TNC, but I'm down with being wrong. I guess this is just a thing.
80-20 it is.
80-20 it is. As we're gonna see here
that
again.
One more time.
That's not even. I wanted to see the death on Dream, like just the life drain from his eyes. So he doesn't know what to do because every time this guy lands on you, it's like a mini Echo Slam because it does, when he right clicks you after, it's like 1,000 damage.
Yeah. And like they just chain stun you for almost 5 seconds from like 1600 range. Okay, that's too much. 1000 range from the Fisher. Smoke up from TNC. He's gonna run into FNG. FNG does manage to get the ice path. They also have the arrow follow-up. But they're gonna go for the call follow-up on top of that. Now the Chronosphere on 3, but they do not have control of Gabby. Gabby is immediately going for the kill onto GPK, but who misses it. And thanks to Moonlight,
They're finally
he's gonna
doing
be able to
it.
get away. And Gambit will win the fight. They not only get those 3, but TNC, well, oh, Gabby's coming back in. He does manage to get the 2 minutes in with the Fisher. Trying to go for Dream. Dream hoping for a batch. Time walks away a little bit farther, and Chan Totem straight up in the Air Force down.
Oh, so wrong.
It's so much damage.
They can 1v5.
No, he's gonna 1v5 them. Don't do it to him. Armel.
He's straight up
trying to help. Gabby's just gonna be able to get that kill on Shotzlo as well. That's the 3 cores dead. Gabby got every single one of them. Now he'll go for the kill on Excess Vampire inside of his base.
I think I call it. Like, that was literally 1v5. His entire team died. There was a buyback, but like, he just kind of went in anyways. He felt so confident. The funny part is, it's very rare in Dota to see a 1v... It was a 1v4 after he killed the Invoker, and they were actually actively running from him.
Yes.
Straight up.
It's just insane. Poor GPK, like he's immediately targeted every single time, and he's just trying to juke Gabby, but Gabby has too much mobility. We'll see that one more time as
All right,
Gabby
here we go.
came back in after killing GPK.
So now it's a 1v4. Tim's has popped back, but they're all just running away. It's full retreat mode. None of them, I think they correctly assessed that they were not going to win that fight anymore.
I mean, this is why we saw Beast Coast strapped a Bloodseeker against this, because then at least
You limit the mobility.
BKB, the BKB Morphling as an Earthshaker is
Did they win?
totally invulnerable. Yeah, they dumpstered it really
Oh,
hard.
sweet. Who'd they play?
Virtus Pro.
Oh, okay.
Radiant's bottom
Cool.
shrine is under attack.
Oh man, it's It reminds me of just like a horror movie, you know?
Has fallen.
Like, this guy's just running at you.
The Terminator.
Yeah, what can you do? Is that
Radiant's bottom
Unstoppable
tower is
force
under attack.
just keeps on coming at you no matter what.
beep boop?
You can't run, you can only hide. But Gabby can look everywhere thanks to Enchant Totem.
Radiant's bottom
Very freely, he can jump into any nook and cranny.
I will say that at least it's entertaining to watch. There are some combos that look really good that are just like boring, but there's really something about being a 5-position support and getting hit by a literal Mack truck.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Like he's farming all the waves, he's killing the towers, and he's still there for the team fight. TNC literally just kind of sit around a general area that Gabby wants to play in.
I mean, my man's is straight up looking like Tarzan. He's just everywhere at once, killing everything.
Swinging through the vines, swinging through the trees.
He is so scary.
Watch out, here he comes. Oh boy.
You can tell how afraid. Gambit are not showing anywhere on the map because they realize if this guy gets within 1200 range of us, he's gonna fissure us and then we're all dead.
He's some sick combination of like the Boogeyman plus what's the Russian version of the Boogeyman? Every single urban legend about some sort of monster. He's just all rolled up into one.
Oh boy. I mean, I'm entertained. There's something about it. He literally does like plus 1,000.
He's trying to do Roshan by himself right now. The arrow's gonna come in, hits Rosh. And Dream. Okay, that is his invis breaking and spotted by a ward. Immediately TNC just start running at them.
Yeah, what's your play right now? Gambit, you've got to, if you had
another arrow.
Oh, the arrow hit.
Okay, but a force staff out of the pit. That is not gonna feel good if you're Gambit. They thought they had an opportunity, and FNG is instead the one who's gonna die here. Force out the BKB from Armel at least.
They're gonna
and
retreat.
He does have a buyback.
I think you pop it, most likely. He blinks back into it. He blinked to dodge it, only to tank an even longer.
Well, fortunately, he's tiny and he's got 2,700 HP, so...
Alright, Gabby's back in the pit. I feel like you have to buy back if you're...
Well, FNG doesn't have buyback anymore, so he bought an item.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what happened there.
He bought a ward or something.
March is there to be able to tank some arrows. Make sure Gabby's gonna be okay. Double Fisher is the enchant totem done. Oh, they'll force that forward. That's gonna be able to save Dream, but he time walks backwards. Now he's gonna go for the Chronos.
Do they have him?
Down the airship. They got him. Gabby's finally gonna fall. The Boogeyman is dead, and now Gambit can finally take a fight. Oh no, he bought back. Retreat. Get out. Everybody out. Dude, peace. That is their Roshan now.
That's okay. Oh Lord, he's coming.
Oh Lord, he coming. Arrow on its way will hit Tim's, but let's be honest, Gambit, they should really just sit in their base at this point. Without Chronosphere, they cannot fight Gabby.
Okay. They reset it a little bit.
Yeah, but
so
like,
now TNC have to they've got to play around the sages.
Yep.
There is an opportunity then for them to potentially. Oh, okay. There's no Chronosphere though for 85 seconds.
the really
gotta wait for
sick
that.
part of this is that like you can kill Gabby and like maybe you take away his aegis, but you can't run far enough. That 3 seconds of him reviving, like you cannot get out fast enough. He will track you down.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Well, there's another one. Liam Neeson. Gabby's got
taken.
Yeah, Gabby's got a certain set of skills. 14 to 20, 35 minutes in. Gambit are all inning on one bounty rune right now. And GBK will manage to snag it away from March, but he's been stunned up. Armel not able to get the avalanche. A good defensive force staff coming out. But here comes Gabby, and he's already spotted GPK thanks to the gem that he always has in his hands. He's going to be able to make sure the Invoker dies first as always. It's pretty much a tradition at this point. And they'll get FNG as well. Meanwhile, Dream is like literally just trying to cut creep waves wherever he can. Fortunately, the Fisher does not stop his TP otherwise. Jesus.
Alright, now he's got an arcane rune too. So he's pretty much got the perma leap going. Dude, they're gonna run down so they have to somehow kill him twice.
Yeah.
I feel like if you lead with the Chrono, you're gonna lose the fight. But I don't really know what the solution is either. It means that you've got to get a Dream Call
here. With the Blade Mail as well as the Arrow Macro Pyre. If they can somehow bring him down without using Chronosphere, it'd be great, but it looks like they're gonna have to here. Oh no! He got hit by the Fisher! He didn't pop his BKB, now he gets it off, he actually gets a beautiful Gabby's gonna die first, but they need to be able to kill the supporting. Oh no, the Arrow they don't get the chain stun onto Gambit that they desperately needed there, because the Aeon Disc protecting Tims means that nobody died on TNC.
Dude,
all they lost was the Aegis.
Tims didn't have buyback. That could have been such a big opportunity for them. He was stuck in place. Okay. All right. Well,
Somehow the man may be a better techies than he is a Mirana. You don't see that very often for a 4 position.
they're gonna slowly lose this range racks to
Deny.
Oh, come on. You gotta get that deny. Alright, so they should just fight again. TNC, there's no chrono now. There isn't an Aegis, so maybe they're a little bit afraid.
Tries to quickly execute X as Vampire, but as things go, they manage to find the initiation. The arrow does manage to land this time on the Morphling. He's already straight forward, so he is very hard to eat through, and Gabby immediately turns into a void. Oh no, he's going to be able to jump away. Earthshaker's out, and with that, TNC will be able to retreat unless it's arrow. No, it doesn't land. TNC, they get out once again, losing nobody, and this time they got the melee barracks.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, an Aghanim Scepter for the Invoker, at least. That is something that's a little different for Gambit. Do they have, what level is our Invoker? God, he's 18!
Energies.
I was like, he's got to be close to the Cataclysm, but no. Because every fight, he's the first to die, so he just doesn't get any experience.
He's got a Blink Dagger, so I think that's his way of trying to separate from the team fights.
Yeah.
Because normally you can play around Ghostwalk, but maybe... Alright, here's the play, right? You let this morph get so farmed that eventually he has to drop the gem. Just let him get 6-slotted.
I don't think that he's going to do that. Because he can consume the Aghanim Scepter first.
Just let him get 6-slotted.
You mean just let him get 9-slotted? Just let him consume his Aghanim Scepter, get another item, consume Moon Shard, and then another item after that, and he'll have to drop gem.
Yes, sir.
But I don't think he will, because I think he likes his life the way it is. I think he likes hunting down Invoker.
To be fair, I don't think he should actually, he should try to drop it as late as possible. It's actually so huge, the fact that there's literally nothing they can do against it right now.
Yeah. Okay, blind arrow, just thrown out. Does manage to find Tims, so Gambit know that they're smoked up and they're heading this direction. They're willing to try and break the smoke here. Vampire, did he just land another arrow on Tims? I think he did. But Gabby's saying, well, if you're gonna hide up in that high ground, I'm just gonna go for Megas at this point. You're gonna be forced to defend at some point.
With Chrono, with the Satanic, maybe they've got a shot. There is still a window where Gabby doesn't have the buyback, and that's really what they're concerned about. They're trying to get that window as close as possible, so even if he dies, there's no like mad scramble down mid where they get mega creeped or anything like that.
Yeah.
So they probably wait out at least like 40 more seconds, and then they'll... And they could also just wait out the next Roche.
Faster.
It may respawn in only a minute and a half. That's not that bad. You have so much map control.
I just don't know when things change for Gambit. Like, maybe if the Invoker was close to Cataclysm, Shot close to bounce. He is going to be used after Double Fisher coming out. Defensive Force Staff 2 coming out as well.
And they don't want to continue to chase that. That's the right idea if you're TNC. But you do have the level 20 now on the Invoker.
Oh, he's got it now?
Yeah, things have changed. And he's picked up the Cataclysm.
Okay, so you get the right kind of Chronosphere. He's been getting some good ones.
Yeah, and he's about to finish an Aeon Disc too. Like, the situation is sort of improving for Gambit.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Really where the...
Well, do you buy Aeon Disc, or do you just keep buyback?
You probably keep buyback, right?
Yeah, because they're kind of the same thing.
Yeah, you double your net worth here by just No buybacks, the best.
Heart for Armel. Gracious. 4,300 HP. He doesn't even have the Aghanim Scepter yet, so that's going to be his next item. For some tree volleying. In TNC, this is something that they've been really good at, is just controlling the game and not throwing away the lead that they have. Very patient, this team. Do you think this is March's influence?
Probably. I think that's probably what they were missing. Like, all the skill is there for TNC. They probably just needed a little bit more direction, which is why I think they look so much better with Heen.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, he's not in game with them, so there's only so much he can change, but somebody like March, I think, helps control the dynamic of the team a little bit more actively.
Yeah, and KP is obviously another very experienced player, a veteran voice. $22,000 net worth lead for TNC. That's what they're holding on to. That's why we're talking about them being patient, because they've got 2 lanes of Brax down. They've got a just
arrow.
Huge lead.
Invis picked up, but as we know, not the most effective of runes.
Okay, Moonlight Shadow, Gambit are going to push out here, and TNC is split.
Yo, it worked. There's no longer a gem on the morph. I told you. You get too big. This was the only way to win instead. Gambit
Dream. Oh,
Gambit
they
are
actually
geniuses.
get into this fight. They're going to pop just a Sunstrike, not a Cataclysm. If they use Cataclysm, they would have seen that TNC is very split right now. It is a 3-2 setup. Granted, that is Tim's and Gabby,
okay,
who could very quickly get to this side of the map, but another 4-staff. This is going to be the 3rd 4-staff for Gambit. Or excuse me, that one was picked up by March, rather. So.
Yeah, and indeed they are waiting for the next Roche. They do have the buybacks, but arrows are just kind of being tossed up there.
Well, now they have buyback on FNG, I guess, so he can do that. Not be afraid of dying, because he's got the buyback. Gabby is going to pick up the haste rune and go into that Roshan pit.
Do you think you take this fight here?
Gambit? Yeah. I mean, if anything, this is even better than defending your base in a way, right? Because if you do manage to win this fight and you manage to take away that Roshan,
no. Get out of there, FNG.
so much catch. You could see it, whether it's the Fissure coming out from Tim's, the Fissure coming out from Gabby, or it's the Blink initiation from Armel. One misstep from one of these supports, or honestly even a core, they very quickly get one shot and picked off. GPK, he may be next in line, as he has been Echo Slam to make sure he stays in place. Tim's, though, has run out of stuns. His allies were just a little bit slow to get there in time. So that's an ultimate used, I guess. But yeah, apparently they're just gonna go for bounding runes instead of contesting the Roshan. Sunstrike. Not quite gonna be there in time to snatch the kill. So Aegis and Cheese.
And a 24,000 gold lead.
Yeah. And Scotty.
This morph needs more damage cap.
Yeah, does he?
What do you want me to say, man? He needs more everything right now. There is a Aeon Disc picked up on GPK now, and now that the gem is outside of the morph's hands, we had that's a positive.
Yeah.
It's actually such a big thing for GPK's game. Otherwise, right now, every single time the fight looked the same. Gabby just slams on top of him, he dies in 2 seconds. Then they're playing without their mid-hero.
I'm just a little bit befuddled, because I'm so very certain that TNC could just brute force that bottom lane, but they're being so careful about it.
Oh, look at this.
And eventually they're going to get the pick off that finally says, okay, with Aegis and Cheese and a pick off, we can go higher. Hey, they managed to get the Aeon Disc away from Tim's.
Okay, nice. That's step one.
No, that's not nice. Because the way TNC's playing right now, they may just wait for that Aeon disc to come off cooldown before pushing high ground. Arrow after arrow.
Oh, it hits again for like the 4th arrow he's hit, but they can't do anything with it.
Now one, Fisher 2, Excess Vampire, Force Staff got him away from that enchant totem jump in from Gabby.
They're not even trying to, they're literally not even trying to dodge these.
Yeah, that's one way to establish some dominance. They do have level 25 coming in very soon for this Faceless Void. And that is massive if you manage to backtrack an enchant totem hit. From the Morph, like call it. They're going to be able to find the initiation onto Armel, who's super tanky. The Meteor's going to be able to bring down about 3/4, but then he lost conveniently. Jumps forward, Dream. What are you throwing forward, but he's already been tossed up. Being chain stunned up. Does manage to get up his BKB, though. He's going to continue to try and get this kill onto Armel. They tried to floor with the Cataclysm, with all the damage coming out from Dream. It's still not even close to being enough. Armel is sitting at a very healthy 50%, while Gabby is going for the backline. He starts to manage to finish up the Rana. Looks like he should be able to get shots as well. No, Force Staff gets him back into the fountain. Dream with no chronosphere to be able to fight Gabby. He needs to pray for chain stuns here, and he's not going to be able to get it either. He does have a buyback, but Gabby, a man to dodge on the call from Shotful, so he can keep on swinging on a GBK with Tim's hitting a 3-man Echo Slam. Just the cherry on top for TNC as they just whop on Gambit. They establish very clearly that this was an 80-20 victory.
Ooh.
Radiant's middle tower has
More than doubled them in kills.
Rough game.
That is a rough Gambit. I mean, Gabby probably at the time of his life.
Yeah.
I consign you to dust. Death tax.
No!
That should help.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Haste!
Denied.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Methinks you wanted that.
Dire's top tower is falling. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Worthy tribute. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I can assign you all to that dust.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Regeneration. Radiant are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified.
Yes. Yes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
fortune. Well-gotten gains.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yes.
Double damage. Radiant are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'll set you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Chicanery. I assign you to thrust.
Total spawnage.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Too much my temper.
attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I can assign you to dust.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire are scanning. To the Radiant. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's but a lapse in my concentration.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Regeneration.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Worthy tribute.
A soldier's fortune.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The key is you've got done deal.
True.
However, it is the same scenario as the previous game. We're at a point, maybe Gambit just take this. I think that BSJ is right. TNC, they're going to slow him down in the laning phase, hamper this Morphling, and then they're going to get to a point where the Naga will outfarm because you don't actually need to be in lanes. You're talking about the Boogeyman, Naga is sending out little illusions. Shoving waves, farming. Yeah. He has no fear.
I'm still mind gamed a little, gents, because listen, hear me out, right? Before we head into this, because we're going to head to the casters in just a moment. They've given them the two things that they're really good at, and they've shown us they're really good at, and now they're going to show us how to beat it. Yeah. Why would they do that? Why would they show everyone how to beat them?
Too much info. Yeah, I don't know. That's like for the playoffs. You can take a game in the playoffs for that, but
it's crazy. Anyway, ladies and gents, we're going to get into the game Gambit versus TNC as we head back to Cap and Blitz.
That's right. It's going to be an opportunity for us all to learn. We're going to learn if this combo is just too OP and you can't let it out, or if TNC do indeed have the answers to the Earthshaker Morphling duo.
Okay, let me just say something about this. As we look at the odds, 2.81 to 1.4, people don't think like Gambit is like some horrible underdog or anything like that. But this combo, I don't like. The problem is I don't know if it's like tournament meta centric or if it's like genuinely just like straight up OP. And I kind of want to know your thoughts on that, like, because any combo that you can first to and win more than like 60% of games with,
yes,
I feel like should be considered broken, right?
Yes, for sure.
And I don't know if this is simply just an adaptation to like what TNC are doing and looking successful with, or because I saw Vici do it in a tournament before this as well. Like, is this just come back in a big way again?
I think I personally feel like this is actually just a bit broken. I mean, I always think that anytime you pick a combo like this, just doggedly, you know, doesn't matter what they first picked, we're doing this combo. Yeah, there is something broken about that for sure.
That's my concern too, where you feel like you can first to it, you know it's coming, and you still just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
like that's I guess that's just the thing.
Now, sometimes, like, you know, like the OP combo doesn't always win. We'll see whether or not how successful Gambit is here, as they're gonna try and snag away those bounty runes. They will with the Burrow Strength level 1 from Chanchlo, so he's gonna sacrifice his Sandstorm or Cost of Finale. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because all of it is kind of bad at level 1. That is the one thing about Sand King's level 1 abilities. They're all kind of bad.
You know what it reminds me of? Remember when Dro was like first pick material? It was like she would lose some games here and there.
Yeah.
But she was still winning like 58% of her games or something, while being like automatic first pick. That was kind of incredible.
We are going to see a very cool combination of heroes, though, from TNC. I think Keeper of the Light, the last time I saw against the Morphling Earthshaker combo, that was yesterday, I don't remember what game, it did look very good. I think that, like, that kind of catch against the Earthshaker Ags, where, you know, if you try and leap out and you get caught by the ball, you just go straight down to the ground. I think that's nice. You just get some chain stuns afterwards. They've got the Naga Siren Sleep into the Static Storm of the Disruptor, so Dream really needs that BKB that we saw from last game.
Dream wants to play the same game that Gabby had. He wants it so bad. Just give it to my man.
He was like, that was hellish to play against, and now he wants to be the one bringing hell on Earth.
I mean, that was such a struggle for him. I was just watching the poor guy, like, anytime he didn't instantly BKB, he died.
Yeah.
So he wants to be able to do that back. Get your revenge, man.
Well, we're starting off with a pretty harassment-heavy aggro dual lane here. Ogre who, you know, high base damage, good at securing CS, does have some good burst damage, and then a 4-position Disruptor, which Disruptor is really the only thing he's known for in the laning phase is just his damage. Is the fact that you can go ahead and Thunderstrike people for lots and lots of harassment damage, and see that being used on Dream here.
Let me just say something about Ogre as a hero. I actually think he's kind of the offlaner where you just want to die. I actually think it's like one of the offlaners, you know, where you just don't really care if you die or not?
Yeah.
Armel's got to be really careful. GBK is out of trees, but
does have a healing sound, so as long as he stays ahead. Oh, GBK! He got him. Armel will try and turn around some punishment, but he's going to be sad he lost his healing sound.
Oh, man, I can't believe he went for that turn. Just keep running, man. He let you go. He's gonna carry himself a salve as soon as possible.
The sad part is all this harassment is probably going to be for naught, because you're sitting in lane against a Chen who is very good. Mid lane, they're going to be able to catch Armel. How many times did we see this combo in game 1 from TNC? Tim's always rotating behind the mid laner with a Fisher.
I'm having some sort of like weird deja vu.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm watching like the game in reverse. I felt like I saw that exact same move, and then when you said, when you didn't say Tim's, it actually kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
But they're going to make the first move onto the Lina.
Oh, FNG has the divine favor, right? Amplifying heal. So that means Dream's the little like tactics of just going like full agility, healing up a little bit. He actually went back to base. That's simply because FNG is going to be able to pull him back anyway, so he's going to come back with a little bit of regen, Wraith Band, and be a lot scarier.
I think the reason you do that as well is just because you don't anticipate using it for your Earthshaker to come back up the top. Normally you use this play to set up for a kill, but like killing an Ogre doesn't really feel too good.
Yeah.
Like the resource intensiveness of it doesn't really match what you get out of it. Like this hero is just so tanky.
I do love the fact that they put this like really lengthy cooldown on this ability. Before, when it was on Keeper of the Light, and then when Chen had it before it got nerfed, it was just way too easy for you to pull people around the map constantly.
Yeah.
So I think we've definitely kind of understood over the last like 3-4 years that, you know, movement around the map is really important, and abilities that are able to abuse that.
Also, mid lane, Armel does know about this invis, by the way. And he has to know that the Earthshaker went mid with it. Yeah. So that's why he's playing so far back. He's got that ward and that sentry up.
He sees him going back to bottom lane, so he can start playing forward again.
Yeah. Plus they called, like, dude, this guy's been gone for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
He's gonna get tossed back though. GPK doesn't have a stun though, so this shouldn't be a kill. Armel gonna whiff on the stun, but good harassment by the Tiny.
They do manage to get the kill onto March thanks to that invis. Now Gabby is going to try and at least assert enough control to go for the bounty runes, but no. Ball too tanky. TNC will get the other two on the top side of the map.
Just a nice 2-for-2 trade so far. Is Gambit off to a pretty good start right now, 2-0.
Burns, doesn't it?
You want to see the Midas from KP?
I kind of feel like it's the only item you should go on Ogre.
All the time? Even that Alk plus, like, Void plus...
Alright, so the problem with it is, if you're an offlaner, you usually get items like enable some part of your game, or like some skill set of your hero, right? Like, for example, your offlane Earthshaker, you go like Ags or Blink. It enables like your W and stuff like that. Well, there's no item that really enables any of your abilities other than Ags, which you're not going to rush first. But you know what does enable your abilities? Midas allows you to multicast.
Yes.
Unless you could get like, you know, it'd be fun if you could force step and you can multicast like 5 people just like instantly.
I believe you can when you use it offensively. I believe you can. I'm not too super certain.
You send dudes like 10,000 feet forward into the future?
Maybe. It probably hits different units. Because that's the way like the medallion works.
That'd be pretty cool. Just like 4 people get 4 step at once. But anyways, I think that's the reason why you go for the Midas. Okay. Like it's the only item, if you think about it in terms of like skill set utilization, that kind of makes sense to me. Did that track?
I think it definitely, I think it definitely track for this game for sure, and almost every other Ogre game. That was like the one exception was just that Alk Void that was such a greedy lineup in the first place.
Was that versus Liquid? Oh, they're gonna get this kill up at top.
They're gonna get KP. They're gonna let
what's going on
Tim's
here?
walk away, but KP will eventually get him with an adaptive strength. They just need the vision. Gabby, look at him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Cutting creep wave super aggressively. I don't think I've seen this one before.
I've genuinely never seen this on safe lane Naga. Gabby is straight up just... Okay, this is really interesting.
He doesn't want to play into the Sand King Sandstorm. I get that.
And he's also able to farm this area near him if he wants to, and it makes it so that Vampire can never really leave this area without it being incredibly obvious. It does mean they should be aware of this ward up here. That's the only reason he'd make this play.
Oh yeah.
And you know what the other cool part is? It's impossible for him to get ganked, I feel.
Well, they also know about the ward because they actually placed a ward on the high ground and it got de-warded.
Okay.
So they definitely know about it. They just haven't had the vision to be able to see up there.
March gets another de-ward off.
Rune, GPK, no luck.
Gabby is 8 minutes in, just kind of cutting this wave and farming these neutrals. I think this is the main reason he's doing it, because he knows that he can't prevent the Sand King from doing the same. So he's trying to keep up and farm. This is actually quite intelligent.
Yeah, because normally you'd be both abusing, pulling into neutral camps, but then like Sand King's going to be the winner in that because he just sandstorms.
It's like the same principles like Axe when you have to deal with this against Axes. Whereas like Gabby's getting a lot. This was like a double stack that he gets to farm for free. Vampire gets the tail end of that XP, but I don't even know if Shachlo wants to do this for much longer. Like the trade doesn't feel super good. And Gabby's just a next level genius right now.
And even if they do rotate, like, the chances of killing a Naga Siren in the first place are low, whether it's between the song or her innate tankiness or the vision from the illusions. There's so many things like that, but...
They're going to spot this, though. She has user TP. You should see this now, and... That's going to prevent this.
Head back to a somewhat normal laning phase.
Did March? Oh yeah, March straight up just warded his own camp. That is the most hateful thing I've ever seen.
Oh, that's usually something you'd see in pubs to try and get your carry out of the jungle, but here it's to try and prevent Shachlo from abusing that camp, I guess.
Cut your nose to spite your face.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
he just
under attack.
Gabby was looking for that camp, and then he was like, okay.
That's a second ward that just gets taken away in that same area. Do you manage to get the Fissure? That does not block in KP, though, so this Chen rotation with all these creeps isn't going to do a whole lot, except for maybe secure the 10-minute bounty rune that's about to spawn. GPK is here as well, so this is not a fight that the TNC should be aching to take, but it does mean Gambit will be able to get 3 bounty runes.
Yeah, and the Naga continues to just get that soul XP. She's level 9 right now. Conversely, the Morph is level 6. Gabby is so strong, almost has a fully completed Diffusal. I don't know what Gambit's response is. I guess it's the same thing, just wait for the Morph to get online, but I feel like the timing of this Naga is going to be much more accelerated than we're used to. Like, this is not a typical Naga timing is...
That was not the smoothest move there from Gabby. Accidentally cut down the wrong tree and had to run into the tower. As a result, he's going to be forced into the first song of Siren. Now, we did get our first kill for TNC while we were watching that exchange.
Yeah, and they still do have the gold lead because of the first blood and the kills. It's more just the XP difference that is kind of worrisome for me.
Particularly since Naga Siren, the Diffusal Blade, the Diffusal Blade's really effective against almost all these heroes. These, like, strength caster cores.
Yeah.
They're so reliant on their mana, they just become nothing once they get burned away. And that's what the Diffusal Blade could do for you is Dream, top lane, taking all that Static Storm damage, but you could see he has certainly learned how you can push this hero to the limits. Casually turns around when he turns back into an ogre, knowing they've just run out of damage.
I thought there was a chance that they could have killed him, maybe with the Laguna, but opts not to use it. It's perfectly fine. That is a Morph seeing some pressure, whereas the Naga just continues to truck on with farm. pretty interested to see how this Naga just matches up in general in this game. But I do like how they enabled her, because the problem with laning with Coddle is I think Coddle's a very good 5 right now, but the laning phase is just so bad. Almost every offlaner, you can't really do anything when they pull. You just can't. Your blast doesn't really do enough, nor does your blinding light, which is what 99% of Coddle's level first anyways nowadays.
Yeah.
So you're put into this weird position where you can't really do anything. You just kind of, you watch the enemy offlaner and that 4 run at you. So I guess this is the way that they're going to counter that, which I think is really smart. And throughout this tournament, I feel like TNC, I've seen them be a very mechanically good team, but this is like one of the first iterations where I've just seen them be like very, very methodical and intelligent.
Yeah, they're, it feels like they're a step ahead of everybody else when it comes to the meta. They certainly have seemed to figure themselves out both inside of the game in their methodical, very patient approach in securing leads, but also outside of the game when it comes to their unique drafting.
Yeah, what's really cool about them is like you can just tell the skill was always there, and now they're like putting it all together.
Vampire, he's very dead as TNC rotate all these heroes over to the bottom lane, where Dreams has already taken that tower with the help of FNG, who's actually the one to secure the last hit.
Yeah, and conversely, I feel like Gambit, I really like their team overall. A lot of like, it's a good mix of young and new talent. With like some veterans, like FNG has been around for so long. At one point, it felt like no one wanted to play with him, and he was like TI talent. And I remember he was just depressed about that. Yeah, so it's like, you know, you're the team that knocked out like that legendary TI5 secret team where like pretty much everyone was wanted TI more or less. And now you're just kind of relegated to like playing with like the scraps of who you can find. And now it feels like he's a very desired captain. This is a very good squad, but they need to pick up some wins here. And if you thought the Earthshaker Morphling was the problem last game and you decided to take it and you end up losing with it anyways, I feel like that's a little bit of a mental hit.
Didn't they go, I think Gambit went 1-1 in both their series yesterday, right? So
they went 1-1 with Wind and Rain, and then we went 1-1 with Quincy Crew.
So that's not a great start to their group stage in the first place. And if they go down 2-0 against TNC, they're going to be looking at that. They're not going to be looking at, you know, trying to get top 2 in their group. They're going to be trying to play to stay out of the bottom 2. That's certainly not where I would have expected a Gambit team heading into this tournament to be looking. Even though the Naga Siren is top net worth, it's Gambit who has secured the first tower at bottom lane.
I think that's kind of normal. Sort of feel like Gabby doesn't want to be there, and he also doesn't want to go to this top area. I think when you have this, the downside of this Midas Core Ogre is that you want him to continue to farm.
Yeah.
So you don't really want to disrupt the pace of his game at all.
Yeah, he can't run around and do stuff for you. Gabby, with the Static Storm, are they going to be able to blow up this Morphling in time? The Fisher comes out, they're going to pull him back in with the Globe as well. March just using that extra spell to make sure, once and for all.
That was a nasty combo.
Yeah.
And you just saw how quickly Gabby rips apart that Morph. I mean, that early defusal pickup. He's already got 2,000 gold on top of a cap. They're going to run into Gabby here. He's going to pretend. Oh no, now he's going to show. This is the real me. March will die for this. A lot of the kills, if you go back to that last game, were on March. So it looked like the game was kind of close, but the majority of these pickups were just on the March.
We'll watch how fast that kill happens. Tried to do what they could with the Fisher, but
is under attack.
At least the rotation from Armel does find them the kill on March, as you were talking about. And they talked about it on the panel as well. That's kind of March's playstyle, right? Fearless, in a way. Even unto death.
He's like the new generation Pilot Eye.
Yeah.
He's just going to run in, break some smokes, chill, get some info for his team. He's not really the reason why they're going to win or lose in this game.
Yeah.
Aside from the drafting angle, of course. It's going to come down to, does this Naga Siren out-scale this Earthshaker Morphling?
Oh, I've got another reason for...
Talk to me, Cap.
Your Midas KP Ogre to just keep farming.
Yeah.
you're paired with a Coddle. Coddles, who mostly are going maxed out Chakra Magic lately, reducing that cooldown, double Fire Blast. Fire Blast is basically your ultimate, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what multicast is, so in a way, you're just kind of making this ogre.
Somebody's so annoying to gank.
Burst the hell out of people.
They're gonna
You're
do
going
it
to see
here.
how annoying it is to gank this ogre because they have to bring 2 cores to barely ensure the kill before the Song of Siren comes out from Gabby. You could see Gabby, this is something maybe a little bit uncharacteristic of most Naga Sirens have been seeing, but he's using his song a lot more aggressively than those in the past. Static Storm, is saying they do have a Laguna Blade to finish off Dream. He wanted to have the same kind of game Gabby did, but it is already set. The Echo, not going to be the case. They do manage to get the Echo onto 2, but the Avalanche over the top's up in the air. It's not enough to finish off Armel. Is Armel going to get out of here? This needed to be both kills, not just the support. They needed that Coralina to fall after just watching the Morphling go down, but Armel does manage to get away.
I feel like that was a pretty big mistake by GPK.
Yes.
Like he had the opportunity to go for one or the other. And I think he was trying to be a little bit too cute and greedy there. But Armel was the much more valuable kill.
Yeah, he needed to position himself to make sure he got the toss onto Armel. I don't know how much that Fisher was blocking, but
I think March is actually quite happy with the results of that gank.
Yeah.
They got echoed. They only lost 1 hero who was in the core.
And as a result, there's a Boots Travel now on the Lina.
You've almost got a fully completed Manta. And on the flip side, Dream's game has just been slowed down so much. It felt like at this point in the game, Gabby was very close to the Aghanim Scepter. And now you see the Morph, who's just been so heavily pressured in this game.
They're going to get to a point where a lot of they've got these nice ganking cores in the Sand King as well as the Tiny, where early on you can put some pressure on the Naga Siren when she's trying to split push. But at this rate, with already having a Manta, next item, you know, if he gets Heart, you're just going to run out of damage for killing her.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, I think this Disruptor Naga Siren combo is just really good. You have the Naga illusions that can just like scout out, and if you're out of position at all, Tims will bring you back in, get a kill, and if you check out his items, he's rushing an Ags to completely counter anything.
I think I was telling you this about this like last season. My experience with once they changed the Naga Siren with the new Riptide thing.
Yeah.
It's like paired up with any vision, it is the most obnoxious carry to play against.
Because free mid tower,
you just like put some vision on the support and then you just throw illusions at him.
Yeah, if you look at FNG, and he's just running away as soon as he sees any of the illusions.
Checking out his courier.
Yeah, the gorilla.
The gorilla.
I really like that.
More than the Rat King though.
I don't know. The Rat King's pretty dope.
20-minute bounty runes coming up. Looks like we're just gonna split them across the river.
I really like how they're using Gabby front-facing.
Yep. But he's going to be maybe a little bit too front-facing, but they do have the interception of March and the man to dodge. Does help him dodge that adaptive strike. Vampire trying to get up as much damage as possible onto Lina before he finally does fall. He was caught trying to catch TNC from behind, but instead he's the one who gets initiated on. May just lead to a bad team fight here for the rest of his boys, as now Gabby, top of the Song of Siren, is going to be able to catch the Sand King. They're throwing, nope, no spells come out in time, but they do have the glimpse, so they're going to be able to pull shots low back in with no Burrow Strike. Armel going into the back lines, but Yule Scepter going down from Armel, and does miss. He had the miss on him from March. The blinding light to concentrate. That's not going to be enough either. Armel does manage to get away. The epicenter coming up from Shotso, trying to chase down Gabby, realizes he's too tanky, instead going for KP, but the Ogre is also too big, and he actually got off his Midas during that fight. Gabby gets held up though. Vampire comes back into the fight to finish what he started, which was going for the kill onto the cores of TNC. KP up next, toss forward onto Dream as he gets sent back by the glimpse. KP hidden in the trees. JPK just going for that blind blink avalanche, but they both miss, both him and Vampire. But KP,
they've got him.
He has nowhere to be able to run to. Sadly, he's revealed by the creeps and will die eventually.
Did you see RL's play though? He was originally TPing. He saw that the tree toss was actually going to hit him, and then he cancels it at the last second to reset his TP into a different direction.
Nice.
The downside of that, though, was like, yes, he lived, but he was relying on having the 2 TPs up so he could come back into that fight.
Right.
So he could heal, reset, just salve real quick. I mean, it was still godlike, but that's sort of what gets your Naga killed there in that position. And it's also the fact that they didn't really want to go on the Sand King there. You saw that Tim's was very low to commit the ultimate, but they threw down so much on top of that spot to begin with. The Coddle ult was committed too before the big fight took place.
They really needed to just be able to burst one core. It took so long to be able to go on Shachalo after, like, he blinks away, you glimpse him back, like, it was just too much.
This is a very good Sand King game, I will say.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying. He had like 15 opportunities to reset, despite the fact that Gambit missed so many stuns, but they've got like 15 of them, so it doesn't really matter. One of them will eventually land on you.
True. He's got Pipe, Blink Dagger, now he's going for the Lotus Orb for the classic, you know, get rid of the dust if you want. Obviously, there's a lot of single target abilities, Laguna Blade, Fire Blast, Glimpse. A lot of stuff you can use that Lotus Orb to good use. 6-8, 2,000 net worth lead, TNC. Well, we're looking at that Aghanim Scepter coming in soon for Dream. Will it change the game for Gambit? Will they be able to take control? Because they're slightly down in net worth right now.
Last time, as soon as Gabby got it, it was like lights out.
Yeah.
The game pretty much just ended.
There was like 10 minutes of no Chronospheres because they just kept on getting initiated on.
They're actually going to walk into the Roshan pit right now. They've got the sleep, so they feel real good about this.
Okay.
And they're doing it real quick with the Bloodlust on a Gabby. Alina is also hitting for quite a bit because she's got the Shadow Blade. Satyrs going to come in.
Creep. It's going to reveal this, but it looks like it's far too late. They're going to TP over. Maybe Shachlo can go for some really desperate steal play, but his TP was honestly just a bit too late too, so.
And now the Shadow Bladed Lina is on the hunt. Blink. The Aghanims is complete by Morph, but TNC have read the timing of this Ags, I think. I think that's why they decided to go for that Roche too, because they knew that Dream was probably telling his team, like, I've almost got Ags, just wait, reset things a little bit.
Do not at any cost take a team fight, and that is the moment the TNC chooses to go for the Roshan. Gambit will still try and go for that team fight after they've gotten the Aghanim Scepter. Who are they going to run into, though? Looks like they almost stumbled onto Tim's here. March revealing his positioning as he continues to push out that mid lane very safely.
Austin, chat is saying lol Gambit. Do you think Gambit is going to lose this game?
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think it's determined the next 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Like, in the next 5 minutes they get things going, then Gambit, they can still close this out. But it is very scary, the fact that Gabby has the Diffusal Manta and is just about to pick up the heart. He gets one more item after that heart, and I don't know if you can stop him. I think his split push is going to make it so hard for you. Like, you might be able to get these pickoffs and stuff, but you just won't be able to get objectives.
He needs damage, though.
Dire's top tower.
Who does, Gabby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Butterfly is actually pretty big.
Yeah, Butterfly, I mean, I don't think there's really another option for Naga Sirens after that, right? Because it's the best of both worlds.
It's your DPS item.
Dire's top tower.
And it makes you tankier.
They also keep calling us mauled.
Do you know what that means, Blitz?
No.
We're over the hill, Blitz. If you don't know what mauled means, you're definitely mauling.
I see. Well, is that a bad thing?
It's not where you want to be yet.
Oh, they're gonna get the Sand King.
He's gonna be pulled back into the Sanic Storm. LSA, he's really tanky. He is very tanky. Thanks in part to his... Oh, no! Oh, what? It actually still went off, even though the Burrow Strike from his original position got pulled a little bit, but it looks like he's still gonna survive. March is gonna have to retreat to his little glowing orb and hope that that's gonna be enough to save him.
He's so tanky,
but it does save the rest of TNC.
Yeah, this Naga actually just lacks damage right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Naka wasn't even there in that fight, really, right? They static stormed him up, and it was pretty much all Armel, and that's all magic damage. The pipe plus bracer that he has.
They had 4 heroes down here trying to kill the Sand King.
This dude's got 57% magic resistance.
Wow, that is more than half.
That is indeed what that means.
Oh, Lena's just dead.
Avalanche, yeah, he's gonna be tossed out in the air, and GPK just managed to get that pick off. Not great for Armel, but maybe the Naga Siren can still push them back. The Epicenter's gonna be used to clear through some creeps and some illusions, but no heroes take damage. Illusion after illusion's gonna run in to try and protect this mid tower. Maybe even get the kill on FNG if Gambit's not too careful.
Awesome, they're saying I'm malding because I don't know what mauled means. I don't understand. Am I being cyber bullied right now?
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's rough.
Let me just say, I did have a moment of like, damn, we've been in this game for a long time. We were talking about like FNG, you know, like, oh, you know, he once, like we're talking about him being the veteran, but I remember, you know, we were casting at a time when he was coming into the scene and was like the fresh face. Now we refer to him as the veteran of CIS.
Up Gabby, gonna run into GPK, who instantly gets a blink. Does he commit the ulti for this? Doesn't have enough vision to feel comfortable. So it looks like they're just gonna reset.
Still though, TNC, it's not a big lead, but it's scary to me how much of the map they control at all times.
I mean, that's the benefit of having this Naga Siren, right? Being as tanky as she is. Like, it's... They don't have... Their heroes aren't the best at dealing with this for the time being.
Yeah, they don't have any one of those supports that can be like, I've got, you know, Lion, I can just hex one, mana drain the other, and 2 illusions are already dead. They don't really have that. So this is just going to be a continual problem. Gambit, though, can still easily win team fights, especially once they start getting their BKBs. They already got one on GPK. Next one's going to be coming up on Dream quite soon. So this is going to be a massive power spike for team fights. If Gambit can actually just find that initiation, especially an opening on somebody like the real Gabby, would be nice.
Oh, if they could find Gabby. I've been waiting for this morph to look broken in this game. I was really hoping that Dream would get his revenge.
Yeah.
He was like, alright, so you're in the post-game chat. Your captain's like, what went wrong? And he's like, that combo's broken. And he's like, so if I pick it, we'll win? And Dream's like, nervously sweating, like, yes. There is nothing you can do about it.
You know, Dream has something like over 9,000 matches on his main account.
That is so much. I only have like 3,500. Oh. Okay, that
So this boy is not new to Dota in any stretch of the imagination. That is a guaranteed 10,000 hours of pubbing right there, right? So almost 20,000 if you include current queue times.
Very true.
Selfish. My thrift rewarded.
Selfish indeed.
2-2 is the bounty rune split as Gabby just continues to push out the lanes. He's almost got the butterfly. I was gonna say he was 6-slotted, and then I realized he had a wind lace.
No.
So that doesn't really count. That's the cheap 6-slot.
So he did it again. They have, you know, panel talked a little bit how they always have some sort of vision hero on the side of TNC, and what I've noticed is that March always buys these early gems, especially when he has a hero that really abuses it. They used it last game when the Morphling very nicely. He had such a free game that he was able to hold that gem, kill the Invoker, take away a lot of vision. They're going to do it again this time with early pickup. They have the Naga Siren. So much map control. They can take away vision as well. Gambit.
Oh, that is a sick pickup.
Playing in the dark.
That actually is a sick pickup.
I know. Super sick.
They're trying to play to win right now. This is what I enjoy.
Who's trying to play to win right now?
Both teams actually.
Both of them want to win the game?
Don't characterize it like that.
Pull back, okay. doesn't really do a whole lot. The Dream, he tried to actually jump through that orb, and we instantly get stopped. They do manage to get asleep. Now, can he actually take advantage of the sleep, though? Because they're going to get on the Static Storm, and they do have the control on the Static Storm. They don't have the BKBs to use.
Dude, that's broken. They can't do anything about it.
They cannot do anything about that, but maybe GPK can come back in with the help of Vampire, control up Armel and kill him by himself, but Gabby just whittling away at these supports. The Fisher stun comes in after Shotflow with the Bro Strike, but Armel is still alive through all of this one, and GPK can't seem to finish him off. Now they're all going to get kited around, controlled up in the fight. That is going to be 4 dead. The only one who walked away from that fight, FNG. The 5 position of Gambit survived.
FNG got the hell out of there. He was like, this is a terrible fight. Can't do anything about it. Especially when the Morph just gets blown up like that. That was the ideal situation for him. His DD unfortunately going to pop while he's dead, but that was a DD Morph with his freshly picked up BKB. He marches in so confidently, and then all of a sudden he gets Static Stormed.
When did he pick up the Aghanim Scepter? It had to be
trying to get it the entire time.
Yeah,
and they're gonna find FNG here. There's actually nothing he can do until the Earthshaker buys back. The illusions are still very close to killing him, but this is gonna be a lane of racks opened up at least.
Yeah, they'll be able to just chill out. Let's just go back for the shrines. You can let the illusions do the dirty work on the barracks. Don't
Are they gonna get it? I think they're gonna get it. Oh, no.
Nah, they've got Fishers on Fishers.
Here we go.
On Fishers. Oh, okay. The Fishers want to
yes. Oh, yes, Static Storm.
Again. Oh, no. Dream, he thought he was going to play the combo hero, but he's found that TNT had exactly the answer to the Earthshaker Morphling duo. It's the Disruptor Naga Siren duo. They're going to be able to pull back shots with the glimpse.
TNC saying the combo's not broken, we're broken.
A 4-position disruptor. The hard part of getting Aghanim Scepter is just, usually as a 5, you don't have a GPM talent, so it's you're never gonna get at.
Where did Tim's find the gold?
I'm guessing he was just given a lot.
He was in 12 out of 13 kills.
Yeah.
Definitely winning participation trophies. They're going to get 2 sets of racks. It looked like they weren't even going to get a 1, but the smoke turnaround, the fake back.
And you've got this combo, thanks to Naga Siren's early levels, you've got this combo every 80 seconds, so.
Now they're going to go down towards bottom, and there's still a Roshan with cheese for them to take. The Naga Siren has an empty slot as soon as she moves the gem. And they are abusing this gem right now. Half the time they don't even have to smoke just because they know there's no info for Gambit. And for Gambit, this game has to be a nightmare to play. Like if you're FNG, you really like structured play. I know that he does. And when you just have no vision, there's no real plays to be made.
Yeah.
You don't really get to do anything. And TNC is just taking that away off the bat.
I knew TNC was not going to go for that last lane of racks because everything about their play so far has said 2 lanes of racks, that means 10 minutes of farming. They also have to go back, get these shrines, get Roshan. There's many things to do on their
Morgani runes. Let me say, by the way,
runes,
before, this is not the TNC that I'm used to, because the TNC that I'm used to is like, they just kind of run at you, they fight non-stop. There's no real structure to things other than like, we are better than you.
Yeah, they're playing off the aggressiveness of Cuckoo and Tim's, running around.
They're playing off the fact that they're just mechanically better than you, so if you get into a 5-on-5 fight, they're just going to press buttons better.
Yeah.
But this TNC is just methodical, and they're just tough to play against. As Gambit is feeling the effects of that right now, it really feels like they haven't been given any opportunities to get a clean 5-on-5 fight. Dream being 4-4-0 hasn't really had any openings in this game whatsoever.
Well, you're gonna know they're doing Roshan. You may even get some vision of how low Roshan is, but Gambit, can you actually get inside the pit? Can you take a successful team fight? It doesn't look like it. They're not certainly trying to run up there. KP is challenging anybody who walks up the hill at this point, which secures the Aegis for Gabby as well as Cheese for, I'm pretty sure Armel's taking that one. No? Oh yeah, he does have it in his backpack.
And that's an arcane rune that is on the ground. It looks like Tim's is going to get that. He's got a Blink Dagger to set up for this next Static Storm attempt as Gabby finds the free kill onto the Chen.
Why not?
the weird part about it is as soon as Dream sees the Naga anywhere, he just, I don't actually know what he does. Because the range of the sleep is so long, is it like every single time now you just pop BKB as soon as you see the Naga within like 1,000 distance of you?
I mean, they gotta find a way to get some initiation. Oh, sight the vice up for the Ogre.
This is still a
There's a
10-second
multicast
BKB
option for you.
He's had it for about 15 minutes, and it's a 10-second BKB. He's been given no opportunities to use it. The Naga Siren, you can see how far back Dream is.
Double sight. Gabby is actually going to ensnare himself here, but does have the vision of the Sand King, and that's the important part for his illusions start doing their work. And same with Armel, who managed to get the LSA. No, doesn't quite get it. Shot slow will be 4 staffed away.
You got to do something about this.
But they have to get to this barracks. GPK trying to stop it. He almost immediately gets blown up in the illusions, plus the onslaught of spells coming out from Armel, immediately buying back. Gambit, all these initiators, all
Look
these
at how far back TNC are.
stunners. They can't go for Gabby. They know they have to go for the backline somehow. Finally, they're going to be forced into a 2-man burst strike. There goes the Song of Siren, though, with a BKB activator from GPK. He's actually kind of locked in right now. He doesn't really know where to go.
Dream actually comes in.
Oh, Dream, no, that's not where you wanted to go. Don't go into the zone. Don't go into death like that. He's going to buy back and try and do something. Oh, the Echo Slam coming back in. Is Vampire going to be able to turn this one with 3-man Echo Slam? No, it's not even close. Gabby, he's so tanky that this may just turn into his 1v3 moment. It's the sight device coming out from KP, controlling up that Tiny being tanky enough as he is TNC. The methodical approach once again will back up. They will not try and challenge and finish off Gambit unless they overextend. Dream is going to try and come back in, preventing Gabby from retreating. But Gabby, he doesn't care about retreating. He cares about killing. He's already brought down FNG and approaches the high ground once again. Now that he's joined by both the Lina as well as the Coddle, bought back.
5 seconds on the next Static Storm.
Time to go for Megas. Time to even go for the throne. Is this low enough? They're going to get this side onto this Tiny once again. FNG going to be in some trouble and snared up. There goes that BKB. Activated by Dream, turning into a Naga Star and trying to go for Armel. That way he can ensnare him up, but it's just not the same. It's not the same without Beer Shaker. You just don't have any real damage. And now they have the Static Storm that makes sure that he will go nowhere but the grave. And that is going to be game 2 TNC. Maybe they're just a broken team.
Jeez, they're so good. Oh my lord. I mean, they made it look like Gambit weren't even at the same level.
No.
Like Gambit was completely, they were playing a completely different game. And you can see right there, I mean, Gambit, for me coming into this tournament, I'd say like my 3 favorites were probably like Vici, Gambit, and Alliance. I'd say TNC was like a close 4th, but TNC, I believe that makes them, are they 6-0 now?
They are 6-0. They have proven that they can stand up to anybody. Liquid, NIP, now Gambit. The only team that you have to prove dominance over is going to be Quincy Cruz. So we'll see how that goes for TNC. I imagine it's going to be another 2-0 at this rate. This team is looking red hot.
They certainly are. Thank you.